there's war on the inside. War on the inside. War on the inside. And I see no way out. Give me back what I had. Before the war on the outside became a war on the inside. Things happen quickly, you never knew. Guess now it makes you won't need to close your gates. No more time to negotiate. Close your eyes when we're talking tonight. On the outside, but on the inside, there was blood at the front of the line today. There was blood at the front of the line today. Such the whole desert. There are no more wise men here, just war on the outside, on the inside.
You picked the right area because this is the American people, and these are the places that the American people do hang out and that college students hang out, and not the dorks or the geeks or what have you hang out. What do you think of the involvement in the Persian Gulf?
Well, I think it's wonderful. Red, white, and blue.
No, but what are your real feelings?
Okay. I think we should kick ass.
I do realize that there's a possibility of loss of American lives, but it's a tough decision because if you know, you have Saddam Hussein, who has done something. That's his name, right? He's a terrible person. Well, no, I don't know. We don't even know if he's a terrible person or not. He's just he's done a huge. You know, he's taken over a country, and what?
Hey, you!
It's up to the United States. It's up to the United States to, you know, we have to solve these problems. It has to be done.
I don't like it. No. Because, I don't know, if it's like there's a war, then my brother's gonna go, and like my friends, and it's like, you know, I mean, that's not a good thing at all. I mean, really not.
I definitely go because I love my country. You know, I do what my country asks me to do. Whether I 100% agree with it or 100% don't, I mean, I think it's important to support your country instead of always like getting upset with your country. I think people should love their country.
I couldn't live with myself if I didn't go.
I feel like I'm getting ready to go to the dentist to have a tooth pulled.
The world on the brink, you would think the UC Berkeley campus would again be the hub for anti-war protests and marches. But surprisingly, things are pretty calm around here. Take a look at these two activists. No long hair, no love beads. A world apart from their anti-war counterparts of the 60s and 70s.
Education is still number one. I'm still going to my classes and I'm still taking my tests, and I could not afford to drop out. I could not drop out. I mean, and I won't. I mean, my education does come first. Derek and I were interviewed by Good Morning America in October. They came in with a story that they wanted, and I got the feeling all we were faces to put in it, to names to assign the story to. They ran, for example, they interviewed us for half an hour and ran about 30 seconds. And one of the questions, they only aired two of the questions they'd asked me. And the answer that they aired was only a partial answer, only part of the answer I gave. They gave the perception that everybody at Berkeley wants to get an MBA. Look, even the activists are only concerned with getting a degree and getting out. They really don't care what happens. They asked me the question how important school was. And my answer was, school's important, it's number one, that's why I'm here, to get an education first and foremost. And that was it. That's all they put. They didn't add the rest of my answer, which was I would rather get a 2.5 and be active than do very well and not be active, that activism is a part of school, that in the entire experience of being here at Berkeley, being involved is what's important. And they didn't add that. They just put in that very first part, which went along with the story they wanted, that even the activists really don't care. So there is no anti-war movement.
You never get the interviews on TV. You never see us on TV. All you see is the crackers on TV, right?
I think as we get closer into more desperate situations, as Bush's New World Order starts to take effect, where he becomes, and this country becomes a policeman of the world, rampaging all throughout the world, devouring third world peoples, trying to squeeze out just a little bit more of their resources for ourselves, and this country becomes more divided in terms of the rich get richer and the poor just fall into despair and hopelessness. There's going to be a lot more violence, I think, in this country.
They just shipped 200,000 body bags to the Middle East.
Hold the line, hold the line. Stay down. Get down a little. Get down a little. Hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Push him back!
I don't see any very valid reason for changing our minds.
So I think it's all right that we're in there.
But I know nothing. But that isn't a requirement either.
People are taught to believe, this whole American myth of you as an individual striving hard, getting someplace, is all on you. That you have nothing to do with the rest of the community. And so it's really hard to get people politicized. And I really don't know at what point people do get politicized. And I think it's one of the frustrations of organizing on campus or anywhere else, is that how do you get people to become interested in these issues, and must it affect them directly in any way? And if it doesn't affect them, why would they become politically involved? That is one of the major questions. What do they have to gain from it, or why would they become interested in these issues? And it doesn't seem enough to tell them that their money is financing to kill these people. It doesn't seem to be a realistic image for them. They can't relate to what's going on in the rest of the world. They're so isolated. The only kind of violence they see is on TV, and they know it's not real.
If you want to break it down, I think this country we're experiencing a lot heavier repression in this country, and using our military abroad, because we're in a very weak position economically. We're surviving on fumes right now, and I think the price of maintaining an army over there is costing us a lot of money. We're experiencing the beginning of a major recession that's going to cripple the economy, and there's going to be a lot of protests against the recession, a lot of protests against the war, a lot of protests against police brutality, against racism, against sexism, and I think that the position of the government in this country is weak at best.
Just 2 hours ago, Allied air forces began an attack on military targets in Iraq and Kuwait. These attacks continue as I speak.
You want the truth, you'll have to guess. You want the truth, you'll have to guess. Brothers ratings doing fine. Brothers ratings doing fine. Couple spots the party line. Couple spots the party line. Jennings, don't you lie to me. Jennings, don't you lie to me. We are young, but we can't see. We are young, but we can't see.
Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is the Wall of Resistance. And we did this the Berkeley Anti-War Action, that is. It's a group of politicos on campus and the community around. We did this as a project against the war. People were beaten, people have got bruises, people were cut, and people were slammed, and all for this wall that was set on campus. The university, from the day we set it out, banned it, announced that we had to remove it, threatened to dismantle it themselves, have at this time taken 4 of the panels. We haven't got back yet.
We're here to reclaim our 4 panels, which the police took from us a few weeks ago. Lieutenant Beckford told us we could have them last Monday of spring break. None of us were here then.
You guys were supposed to be here on Monday, first week of spring break.
Yeah. The campus is shut down spring break.
So you weren't here. Okay, come back on Monday.
But homeless people, that shattered spirit. How can they help themselves? What's the cost? How can they help themselves? They're being shattered by police brutality. They're being shattered by being woken up every night, not even allowed to get a night's sleep away. Not even allowed to fortify themselves. How can anybody change their lot in life and be successful? No violence, motherfucker! Watch this shit. The first ones you have. Hang on to each other. Don't hit them. Don't hit them.
Don't hurt me. You're twisting my arm. Ah, don't twist my arm, please. Hey.
That's the biggest question I get. The biggest question is, well, Eric, now that the war's over, what are you going to do? And that, I don't know. I mean, there's still some question to it. We're still occupying southern Iraq. 500,000 people are dead, according to Keegan. It's far from over. I'm glad more than anybody else there's a ceasefire, and that we are not continuing to bomb people into oblivion. But I hope people on this campus and people in this country don't get complacent.
Squeezed and